Deep within the labyrinthine heart of Papua, Indonesia, where the air hangs thick with humidity and the emerald canopy of the world's last untouched rainforest blots out the sun, time moves to a different rhythm. This is a realm of primordial whispers, of towering trees and treacherous swamps, a place so remote that the 20th century barely left a footprint. It is here, in this almost mythical landscape, that the Korowai people have carved out an existence, guardians of secrets and ancient traditions that have both fascinated and mystified the outside world. For generations, their name was spoken in hushed tones, synonymous with the most primal and terrifying of human practices, cannibalism. The story of the Korowai is not one of mere survival, but of a profound and intricate relationship with a world unseen. Until the early 1970s, they were utterly unaware of any world beyond their own, living in near-total isolation. Their universe was defined by the spirits of the forest, the cycles of the sago palm, and the ever-present need to protect themselves from what they believed to be the most dangerous threat of all, the Kakua, a malevolent witch demon. According to their deeply held beliefs, a Kakua is not an external monster, but a sorcerer who takes the form of a familiar tribesperson, a friend, a relative, a neighbor. This creature was blamed for all unexplained misfortunes, particularly sudden deaths and illnesses. In the Korowai worldview, death was never natural. It was always murder by witchcraft. When a loved one died under mysterious circumstances, the community's elders and shamans would enter a trance-like state to identify the Kakua responsible. Once named, the accused individual, almost always a man, would be swiftly apprehended. A tense trial would ensue, though the outcome was often a foregone conclusion. The accused would be subjected to interrogation, pressured to confess to their supernatural crimes. A confession, even if coerced, was the final proof needed. The sentence for being a Kakua was execution, followed by a ritual that sent shockwaves through the outside world when it was first documented. The consumption of the victim's remains. This act, which to the modern mind seems the height of savagery, was, for the Korowai, a complex and necessary act of justice, purification, and closure. It was not driven by hunger or a taste for human flesh, but by a powerful spiritual imperative. They believed that the Kakua would literally eat the insides of its victims from within, causing their demise. By executing and consuming the witch, they were effectively destroying its evil power from the inside out, preventing it from claiming more lives and avenging the deceased. It was a brutal, definitive act of self-preservation for the entire clan, a way to restore balance to a world thrown into chaos by dark magic. The consumption was typically carried out by close family members of the original victim, a grim duty that sealed the ritual and symbolized the eradication of the threat. Their architectural ingenuity is a direct response to their environment and beliefs. The Korowai are famed for their incredible tree houses, or rumah tinggi, which soar high above the forest floor, some perch precariously over 140 feet in the air. These are not built out of whimsy, but out of a profound practicality. The elevation protects families from the frequent floods of the swampy lowlands, from swarms of insects, and from the constant threat of rival clans. But perhaps most intriguingly, some anthropologists suggest the great height also offered protection from the very Kakua they feared, placing a barrier between the living and the malevolent spirits that stalked the night. The first sustained contact with Western missionaries and explorers in the late 1970s and 80s sent ripples through the Korowai world. The outsiders brought with them metal tools, cloth, and new ideas that began to slowly erode the foundations of the old beliefs. With the introduction of modern medicine, deaths that were once inexplicable now had a logical cause: disease, infection, virus. The power of the Kakua belief began to wane as alternative explanations took root. Christian missionaries, in particular, worked diligently to end the practice of cannibalism, preaching a new doctrine that labeled it a sin. Today, after decades of contact and the gradual integration of younger generations into the broader Indonesian society, most anthropologists and first-hand accounts agree that ritual cannibalism is almost certainly a thing of the past among the Korowai. The practice has likely not occurred for years, a tradition silenced by the axes of modernity, religion, and new understanding. Yet, the legend persists, often amplified and commodified for a world hungry for the exotic and the extreme. The Korowai now find themselves at a difficult crossroads, navigating the delicate balance between preserving their unique identity and engaging with the modern world. Tourism, while a source of coveted metal tools and goods, risks turning their culture into a spectacle. The ethical dilemma is profound. Are visitors coming to learn and understand, or simply to gawk at a people once labeled cannibals? The true story of the Korowai is not a horror story. It is a human story. It is a testament to the incredible adaptability of the human spirit, to the complex systems of belief that cultures build to explain the unexplainable and to cope with the universal realities of death and misfortune. Their past practices, however shocking, were a logical conclusion to a worldview utterly divorced from our own. To reduce them to the single, sensationalized label of cannibals is to ignore the rich tapestry of their culture, their profound knowledge of the rainforest, their intricate social structures, their breathtaking architectural skills, and their resilient spirit. They are a people emerging from the shadows of their own history, reminding us that the world still holds mysteries, and that understanding, not judgment, is the key to unraveling them. Their journey from the depths of the primordial jungle to the edge of the globalized world is one of the most captivating and poignant narratives of our time, a powerful reminder of the many ways to be human.